Happy New Year, everybody. In the year 2022, we begin our podcast with Purple Quarter, and this is going to be with Thippesha. Hi, Thippesha. Welcome on our series. Thank you for doing this late evening your time. I know it's morning for us, it's late evening. So thank you so much for doing this with us.
Thank you, Roopa, and glad to be here. And Happy New Year to you and your team as well.
Thank you so much, Thippesha. So going straight into our conversation, Thippesha, for all those people who don't know you, you graduated from University of Mysore. You are actually a Bangalorean, and we're happy to be hosting you here because there is a bit of a connect as we are in Bangalore too. And
Yes.
if you look at your journey, you're one of those profiles would be really near and dear to a lot of founders. Now I'll tell you why, I'll clarify, right? The whole piece is you've only spent two stints across two companies. This is like a
Yes.
dream profile for a lot of people. Yeah. It talks about how much you've actually put in your career. My first question is just about that. So you started off with B2B and you moved to B2C, two
Yes.
very different organizations. Yeah.
Yes.
How has that panned out for you? Let's talk about Sabri a bit and then let's talk about Amazon.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you again. As I said earlier, like I'm super excited to be here. And the regarding the my career journey, I started after graduation. I did work a little bit in Bangalore around 4 years in startup, primarily startup. And after that, I came to US directly, and I worked with Sabre. It's basically it's an airline reservation system for American Airlines, and they spun off and became an independent company. And there I started as an engineer working in baggage management sortation system. So that was it's one of the cool things, like going to airport, look at the sortation of bags, and also we were looking at that time how do we do chips and all onto the bag so that we can recognize bags, all of that. It is an interesting problem. And from there, I started learning new things at Sabre and focusing on working on more like a cutting edge technologies at that time. So airline is also customer obsessed because the airline customers demands more, and the airlines invest in technology because they need to. One is the airport automation, and the cost is very high, and the customer demands are very high.
Right.
So we started building. Even the first we started with American Airlines. After spun off, we become a independent company and started serving customer like airlines around the world. So we built the product, and how do you build it as a software as a service product? So we evolved from a monolithic and one client-based product to software as a service product, and we had to re-architect all our systems during that time. And we had many systems in mainframe and moved to first we evolved from the client base to the client server base to entire architecture. So we had to go through that evolution in Sabre. So and during that, so we built a product which is the airline automation products, which is the self-service. If you go to airport, you'll see kiosk, or if you go to check in from even today, many of our customers use my products because it's been self-service, and it was the cost cutting for the airlines, but also it's delightful to customer. They get their time back because they can check in from their home. So it
Right.
is kind of a B2B as well as B2C. From the end customer perspective, it's self-service. From the airline perspective, it is a B2B usage of it. So it was very high visible, and all the CXO level were very keen to invest in this. So we rolled out, so I was leading this product at Sabre. So this evolution, going from a standalone applications to client server based application to entire multi-architecture itself, it won't happen in a couple of years. It takes 8 to 10 years. So I had the opportunity to work on multiple evolution of the technologies and also mobile was coming fast. We used to build a roving agent, like agent can use a wireless connectivity and check in passenger. Instead of passenger going to agent, the agent comes to the passenger. So we were the first one to adopt that and launch it in Los Angeles airport. And also, so I was always at the technology forefront where you can impact the customer life. And that is the reason I didn't have to find other roles, because I was getting opportunity, always continuous learning, working on the latest and greatest technologies. So that's how I spent a lot of time in Sabre for almost from 98 to all the 2012.
Right.
Then I got with the opportunity had with Sabre, especially cutting edge technologies, that got me into Amazon. So in Amazon also I started small as a manager, and I grew from manager to the executive before I left. So there also again I focused on first is even though it took a while for me initially to ramp up in Amazon because we went so it was a small team and we were going very fast and all of that, and at the same time I had to adjust to the new culture at Amazon. Amazon is one of the fastest moving company in the world,
Right.
and hiring talent and all of that. So and also the I had opportunity to work with one of the greatest talents at Amazon. So first 1 or 2 years for me to learning the ropes at Amazon, understand their leadership principles at Amazon, and how to be best at what you do is also important thing. So all of that led me to how to scale. Like Amazon operates at a different scale.
Mm.
Even though compared to Sabre and Amazon, it's totally apple and orange in the scale perspective. So learning that and then myself scaling, one is building distributed systems at scale and also building org at scale. So that took, I learned it in a couple of years and I was able to scale and and keep on expanding my role from manager to senior manager to director, and then all the way to when I left, almost at a VP, VP charter with 600 people leading at eight countries. So I didn't have to change, companies, because always I was getting opportunity to work on new things, challenge myself, moving to uncomfortable situations, you have to be, if you want to learn, so you have to be one. It's okay to take on challenges. You may fail in that challenges, but you'll have the greatest learning from that. So that's that. So all of that led me to, so in the last two companies before Upstox. So I had these opportunities. My leaders and the my team members and the my colleagues, my peers and all. So I was had an opportunity to learn quite a bit from all of them. So as a result, so I didn't have to look outside of the companies. So that's why you might see only two companies in the last two decades in my experience. So and also a growth opportunity throughout my life, throughout my career.
Sure.
So
Brilliantly put. I love the way that you make it so simple by saying that, hey, there was so much already that I was doing with my current companies that I didn't have to look outside. So I'd like
correct.
to deep dive on, I'll take a cue on what you just said. You said eight countries, right? You are
Mhm.
managing, looking at. So tell us a little bit about how do you manage culture across eight different countries? How did that happen for Amazon?
No, like yeah, I started with again started. I was initially managing team in Seattle, but as we start growing, so I took on more responsibility. I had one product, and that product started growing pretty fast. And then we took on a big bold bets on other product that also we had to invest, and then third product. So for me to scale this all of this in parallel, I had to. So I can't hire it in only in Seattle because Amazon itself is hiring thousands of engineers at Seattle. I can't compete within Amazon itself. So I
Wow.
went to Austin first. I expanded in Austin. So I was the first adopter in Austin. Then after that, then I started expanding to other countries as well. So we had a team in China, we had team in India. Also, one thing happened. Also, we acquired a company in the Middle East, Souk.com. So that we got folks as well. So and we had a team in Brazil. So we had to expand globally. So basically, we were going where talent is there. So because the speed at which we had to recruit, the speed at which we had to scale our team and also deliver results. So we had investment in all three areas. So all three areas were startups and opportunity to grow triple digit growth. And if you don't deliver it, if you don't have resources, you won't be able to deliver fast. So as a result that, so it comes with challenges, as I said. So it comes with cultural challenges. It
Hmm.
comes with language challenges. It comes with regulation challenges. So the way, so we have to take into consideration when you're looking at the way I was able to successfully lead that is I had a big leader in that country.
Right.
So then build a team around them.
Hmm.
So that really helped me to because the people on the ground, they know the regulations, they understand the people, and they'll be able to work with me on a day in, day out basis. So I was able to focus on getting the first leader first. Whether sometimes we did a couple of things is we moved people from Seattle to say maybe Dubai or even in India or in China. So they already worked here in US culture, and then they can teach globally on the ground. So
Sure.
that also helps. So we looked at people who can take Amazon principle and can be a teacher.
Mm.
So that was also that worked out well for us. And as a result, I was able to scale, and you were able to manage the time zone. And also one thing it really worked for us is we used to give a full ownership to that location. It is not like an offshore model. So if you're going to do offshore model, it's not going to work. Portion of team is here, portion of team there. That ownership is going to be challenging, and they won't feel value and all. So we used to give a big chunk of full one end to end, whether it's a product all the way from developing, building, and delivering, and also maintaining production. So they are available. So that helped us to operate in all these locations. Three different products. Also, one thing I did, it worked out. So for me, I could have 8 countries, but my directs, I had only 2 locations to manage. So
Oh,
each of them can't manage more than 2 locations.
right.
It will be it's a work and life balance issue. They can't have more than it becomes challenging to manage multiple time zones. So what the way I told them, each of you can manage 2 locations, whether in US or any other part of the world, but not more than 2 time zones. So if I had 5 to 6 directs, and each of them can manage that way, and that's how we scaled up to 8 countries as well with my directs. So
Sure.
that worked out well.
That was about your past, right? Let's talk a little bit about your current, company that you're at. So this is your CTO with Upstox, the
Yes.
fintech player that we can look at. So it's the most sexy, most coolest platform that everyone's talking about. So could you tell us how dominant the technology wave is when you look at Upstox as a company and what you guys are trying to do with technology? Can we talk about that a little, please?
Yes, absolutely. So I've been, Upstox last 6 plus months,
Hmm.
and so it's been a great experience. And I'm super excited to Upstox for many reasons. Like one is the technology. FinTech itself is going through transformational stuff. So in India, especially in India, even Boston Consulting Group recently came a study as well that by 2025, India will reach around $150 billion revenue from the fintech space. A lot of innovations are happening. The main reason is, I think, in India, digital transformation is with the mobile first, reaching mobile all over India,
Right.
and PAN card, Aadhaar card, and the bandwidth accessibility. So all of that is actually is enabling every person in India access the information at their fingertips. Now you don't have, so you can open your online account without paper, like you can do it online, everything. So that transformation is happening, and the information, if you are a villager or the small town in throughout India, you can have the same information access what people in Bangalore, Mumbai, or other places. So you can make the educated decisions and all of that. So for us is we are the early adopter. We saw this coming. Upstox, our founders have done a great job starting, taking this from company from zero to a unicorn company. So I've been part of last 6 months. When I joined, we were at 4 million customers. In last 4 or 5 months, we doubled that customer
Wow.
base, 8 million customers now. So it's been an amazing growth. And so also we are innovating at a faster pace and released a lot of launched a new app. We have launched many new features to our customers. And so we are putting also at the same time, we see it from now in next few years or 2 to 3 years, even we have opportunity to go 10x growth. So when we are looking at 10x growth, and we are going from 8 million to, if we go to hundreds of millions of customers to reach mass. So we need to build our foundation in such a way to scale. So our distributed system has to scale. So we have to eye rigorous on operational excellence, engineering excellence, And the customer, especially what has happened is e-commerce has set the bar very high. So now, it has got to 10 plus years. E-commerce, it used to be a single digit in the past. Now everybody uses e-commerce, and especially pandemic accelerated that adoption throughout India. And
Right.
now, if you have phone, you don't need it. You can order everything to your doorstep. And customer expects faster app, immediate response time, and faster delivery. Just like so in fintech also, they expect the same thing. So if you're not adopting technology, if you're not leveraging technology, if you are focusing on legacy stuff, so our customers are not going to be happy. So we have to innovate for our customers. So that's where the Upstox has been in the, it's already in the trading space. We have been the leader and disrupted that space. And we continue to do a lot of innovation in that space. But also there are a lot of unmet needs of our customers throughout fintech industry, whether
Right.
it could be lending, borrowing, or it could be banking, and many other aspects of the fintech. There are many unmet needs of customers. So we work backward from our customers. What we need to innovate in the space we are already in. What are the other spaces we need to go after? So we are focusing and leveraging technology for that. So my first is foremost is how do I scale 10x growth, build a system for foundation, put a foundation with technology, people, attract the top talent to the organization so that we have high performing culture and build great product, and also process. How do we build a mechanism in the organization so that we'll make a data driven decision and we'll be able to scale. So all
Sure.
of that is, so it's been an exciting journey, and definitely fintech in India and even all over the world, it is transforming, and digital transformation is going to play a bigger role. One other data point I would like to add is even in the fintech, especially in our stock market investment in India is only 3 to 4%.
Right.
So if you take that to double digit adoption, instead of 3 to 4%, if you say 10 to 15%, that is a humongous growth for the any company to operate. So even if you compare e-commerce, very few people used to use e-commerce like single digit. Now 15-20% more. So if you get the same fintech in that kind of adoption, we will have significant growth. And it's not like one player take all. We have many winners, many players, but whoever is adopt the digital latest cutting edge technology will be able to scale and meet the customer needs, will have a bigger impact in India as well as globally.
Sure. So I think the most important piece about trading is there is lack of knowledge as well, isn't it, Tipesha? How is
Correct.
technology actually, adding a flavor and helping people gain that knowledge? Are you guys doing something about it from Upstock's perspective? Your ads are great. You talk about
Yes.
how anybody can get onto this
Correct.
platform, but I'd like to see from a knowledge gaining perspective, how are you adding that value for a customer?
No, absolutely. So, for example, like in our customer base from starting from 18, and our majority customers are 18 to 27, very young generation, and we do have different also. So, and we are also targeting tier 2, tier 3 customers, and also two-thirds of our customer base is women as well.
Nice.
So it's great to see all of this data. And as we look at hundreds of millions customers, so we have to provide, and they all come from all segments. So you have customer from beginners, you have customer for intermediate, they need to take a little bit more risk, they'll become investors, and there are professional traders, and then retirement. So they have different segments of it, and we can't build solution it's one size fit all. So for
Right.
example, beginners need education content to know about stock market or mutual funds, gold, what is that. So we do have a lot of content on YouTube, and we are also building content for website and app itself. So we want to build an experience which is very targeted and focused for investing customers, beginner customer. And if we can't provide the educational content for example, professional customer, so they would need like technical indicators. Say for example, I want to know this stock is going up or down. So they need that kind of decision faster, real time, so that they can make a quick decision, because and they have a risk appetite as well. They know that they can take that risk. Whereas beginners, they need to understand, educate themselves, and then make a decision. So that learning curve. So we are looking at it. How do we uh, look at our builds intelligence in our system,
Mm.
where target the experience based on the customer needs, whether it could be recommendation of the education content, or the what are the tools each segments needs it, and provide that experience for them. So that way they can make a informed decision to trade or invest, or they can convert their cash to fixed deposit. So we could look at it a different angle. Definitely we are looking at building intelligence, so to provide the tailored experience for all the customers. And education content is definitely top of our mind. And to go from 3 to 4% to double digit, this requires education across throughout India. And also we have to build it in local language, all the content what we do.
Mhm.
So that is also very important, because India itself is a apparatus, each state is their own languages. So we have to build that content in local language as well.
Sure, sure.
Mm.
So, Thippesha, you spoke a lot about intelligence and you spoke about a lot of data. I like the way you give data points on two-third is, women that you have. Then you spoke about the age, vintage of people who are there on your platform.
Mhm.
And I hear a lot of leaders, whether be they technologists or otherwise, talk a lot about AI, ML, and all this intelligence being applied. So, is it just like a gimmick, or do you see this actually getting applied at Upstox? What is it that you guys have done, and do you have a journey going forward as well?
Yeah, okay. It's a great question. So I do get this question a lot, and also there are people use some as a kind of a buzzword, but what I seen is also it depends on the company. The what I would say is when to apply AI/ML. It depends on your company, what stage. If you're a startup, you can manage your data. If you have small data, you can manage through Excel, or even if you're a little bit bigger size and you can manage through rules-based engine. You don't need a AI or ML models. If you go with that, you might have opposite effect, because you
Right.
could have false positives and you don't have sufficient data to train the models. You could have that. Even in Amazon, I didn't have to use the ML on day one.
Mm.
So even for the systems I scaled up to billions of dollar business, I started with rules-based engine, built a data set, learned the feed and got the feedback loop from the rules-based engine. And using that, we are able to train the data, whether to calculate the import fee deposit, or classify the product, or find a nearest eligible ASINs to ship to a country. All of that we are able to do it after this at some particular scale. So what I've seen is, though, with the cost of computation and the storage is coming down, and also like companies like Amazon, AWS, and Google cloud provider, GCP, as well as Microsoft Azure, they are providing the ML infrastructure. So cost has come down for ML innovation across the board. And what I've seen, this happened to me after coming to Upstox. As part of this role, I do talk to a lot of third party, especially startup companies. So when I talk to them, so they do come up with solutions where AI and ML used in such a way that so they are able to talk to companies like Upstox or many other companies. They aggregate the data, normalize the data, and train the model. So as a one company, you might not have data, but as 100 companies, you will have a data, and you train the model without compromising on the security or PI data or anything like that. So you will be able to provide a solution to smaller companies. So based on the data you have, normalized data. So that is one thing I have seen. And we, for example, whether it's a customer service or even testing or many areas, I've seen AI and ML has been in the B2B use case has been adopted, and it's not a gimmick anymore. I think AI and ML is becoming mainstream, like
Mm.
whether you know it or not. So we are using AI and ML every day, whether you talk to Alexa, or you talk to watching some video on Netflix, or you're shopping online. you name it. So you name it. So you are using AI and ML behind the scene, but nobody is putting the banner that, hey, this is personal recommendation is from AI and ML. So it's becoming a mainstream, and I think so. It is becoming, everyone is adopting. So it's a good thing. So it will continue to become mainstream. For us, I think we reached at a scale now. We started in at Upstox also. We started spreadsheet, rules based, and all of that. Now we are at a scale 8 million customers already, and we won't be able to just start doing adding manual resources, right? At some point, like it's not a viable solution.
Right.
So we what we did is we first we created a data strategy. So what is our data strategy looks like, framework, and also we started collecting data from all our services and create a universal data platform. So we have one place to get all the data from all the way, and all the business units can use that data. So that is one thing. Now also with that data, now we will be able to get the customer insights, segments insight, what is our trends looks like, and now where we can apply our AI and ML. So we already started applying in AI and ML in our customer service area, where we can serve our customer better. We are also looking at recommendation. We talked about the content recommendation. How do we recommend right content to right customers?
Right.
And also we are looking at is some of the personalization experience. So we are doing many experiments in this space as well. Definitely AI and ML is going to be part of Upstox, and we'll continue to build system and provide the scale. Definitely this will help us to achieve scale, and we are going to leverage this at Upstox.
Thank you, Thippesha. That was very detailed and thorough, the way that you happen to talk about it. You're absolutely right. There is a lot of AI and ML that happens in life, but we probably don't know that's the tag associated with it, right?
Correct. Correct.
I think in one of the forums, your Upstock leadership spoke about being a digital broker first. You're trying to be a digital broker first. So how do you resonate with that? What is the action that you already have? What is the lead that you've taken to make this happen?
Absolutely. I think it's already happening. We are the already digital first company, mobile first company, and our founders, our all three co-founders, hiring me is also a investment in technology as well. So what we are doing is how do we innovate for our customers? I talked about the scaling part of it, and also working backward from customers. So
Mm.
what are the areas we started listening to our customers through customer service calls, customer survey. We do measure customer satisfaction as well as the net promoter score, and also we look at it our Play Store ratings. So our customers have told us, hey, these are things we'd like to see in our products, and these are the areas. So we do talk to we started not we started getting these signals and building as a product, innovating for our customers. So some of the launches we have done is, for example, WhatsApp onboarding. Like you can open an account through your WhatsApp now. We can submit your IPO without even going to app. So through your WhatsApp, you can submit your IPO. If you, for example, Paytm or Voyo comes in, you can, or any other company listed in India, so you can just go through your app and WhatsApp and submit it for IPO. We make it so easy for the customer. Similarly, we built many tools throughout our app, trading tools. Customer wanted trading view charts. They wanted GTTs, a limit order. And also we are looking at eliminating the cognitive load on the customer. Customer doesn't have to make, doesn't have to think and strategy says, how do you build an option strategy for advanced traders? So we are looking all of this and build a digital first. So everything digital, like you can do online. And also we want to provide the best experience at all touch points. Wherever we have opportunity to meet customers, we want to provide the best experience, whether through app, we talked about the WhatsApp, or through customer service. So we want to raise the bar on that. So there's a lot of hard work required. And we are taking steps in all this in angle and innovating for our customers. And working backward is the first thing, it always, we won't go wrong with that. And we are following that.
Sure, sure. So, Thippesha, you've also taken a lead on making this a hybrid team, right? I believe you're hiring not just in one region, you're hiring across regions. Do you want to
Yes.
talk about your, how do you look at what is your hiring philosophy? What is it that you're trying to do with Upstox? Maybe a little bit of cue to people who want to come and join you as well.
Yeah, so definitely, like as I probably when I talked about Amazon, we'll so I went to places where there's talent available, right? For us, is first and foremost is the talent. If you are like first priority is the we should have the people who can go after and solve the problem. At the end of the day, any technology solutions, anything we want to solve for customers, it all comes down to the people. And if you have a great talent and high performing team, definitely they love to solve the problems. So, like for example, we are the to scale for 10x, we want a low customer wants a low latency, glitch free platforms, and they want to everything fast. So, in that to scale for that kind of a in especially hundreds of millions of customer, you need to re-architect all of that. So we are looking for engineers who are passionate about scale, and also there are new areas we want them to go and innovate for our customers.
Mhm.
So India is definitely one place we continue to grow. We have team in Mumbai, we have team in Bangalore, and now with COVID pandemic, we have virtual flexibility as well.
Sure.
I don't think we'll go back to office only policy. We'll be having a hybrid model, and we'll have more flex. We want to have a good of both world, which is the office as well as the work from home. Both
Sure.
provides the advantages to employees, and will have a flexibility. So because with the office, you'll have collaboration, more discussions, more this one, and also for the work from home, will give some flexibility to employees as well. So having how do we have both good of both worlds is important in the COVID, and so we have given many employees as well as virtual virtual work from home options as well. And coming to global expansion, we are looking at other regions as well, whether it could be Canada, Eastern Europe, or Middle East. So we are looking at opportunity where the talent is there, and so that way we have a lot of on our roadmap. So we want to scale to our team to like thousands of engineers. So to scale that, so I don't want to just rely on one location. I want to go wherever because we have to do parallel learning and parallel deliverables to our customers and new products. There are new products in our pipeline. So to do that, definitely would like to go wherever the talent is there and wherever we can hire best talent at a faster time is that's what we're looking at it.
Good to hear that. So, for all people who are listening to this podcast in the regions that Tipesha mentioned, please feel free to get in touch with him. We will leave
Absolutely.
social handles on the podcast as well, where
Mhm.
you have LinkedIn information of Tipesha for you guys to connect. Tipesha, one last question before we wind up this session. I really want to know what is your advice to youngsters who are looking at you as one of the role models. They'll also want to become like you in their future lives. So, what is something that you'd like to give them? Think of this as people who just graduating from engineering colleges, different colleges across the world. What is it that you like to share with
Thank you. This is a great question. Actually, I happened to speak just 2 days back at IIT Guwahati.
them?
So I had many good questions from the students, and so a couple of them is if you're like life comes up with a lot of opportunities, and you have to take risk. Not taking risk, you might have biggest miss also. So that is one thing. So don't be afraid of risk. Also, what I've seen in the latest competitive tech landscape is that is many people are making short-term decisions. So especially like this is employees market, and definitely India, especially our the India itself is from a service-oriented country to now product-oriented country. There are hundreds of unicorns as born. It's a good thing. So it's a good thing, and employees are getting opportunities. But what I have seen is also is like at junior level or even some middle level, they're focusing on they accept the offers and at the last day they decline. So just focusing on money rather than the problem or scope or anything. So my advice to them is focus on learning, taking
Right.
on complex problem, focus on delivering to customer. So that will get you in the long run. So that will, you will continue to grow in your career, and you'll be able to learn new things. And so don't go. So my recommendation is focus your energy, follow the continuous learning to make a bigger impact, and money will follow. So instead of doing other way around, we go after money and don't do other part of it. So that is the younger generation, but also take risk, whether you want to be entrepreneur or you want to be a whatever you want to be. So take risk, even so people will at all ages take risk, and not taking will be biggest mistake, I would say.
I agree with you. I think one of the things that you've done as well, you've jumped from, I remember having this conversation with you before you moved to Upstox. You mentioned that, hey, I don't want to be in a zone where everything is comfortable. I want to go ahead and create impact and try something new. So
Correct.
taking a cue from that, Thippesha, I think that's exactly what you're prescribing. So you're definitely preaching what you follow. So love the part that you've shared with the audience on how
Correct.
they need to be looking at, what impact, what is the learning, what can one do next? Because I think
Correct.
learning takes you to better places than actually money, right? I completely
Absolutely.
resonate with what you're saying. Um,
Okay.
Thank you so much for being on this podcast, Thippesha. We really enjoyed this conversation. I really like the pieces where you went to talking about what you guys are doing with Upstocks and how technology is going to have a beautiful impact, and how we as customers can get onto the platform and use trading as a platform with a lot of ease, irrespective of what age groups that we are at. Yeah.
Correct. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. And so it's been a great discussion. So I really appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Thippesha.